Welcome friends in science lecture 4 lesson 3 metals and non-metals. In this particular lecture we are going to see how the metals and non-metals react. Now as you are able to see that the elements have the tendency to attain the noble gas configuration, that is we have seen in the noble gas configuration like the elements like helium, neon, argon, we are able to see the configuration as 2 in the outermost shell, that is called as an valency shell, then 2 and 8 in case of helium and 288 in the case of an argon. Fine. So you are able to see this kind of configuration in noble gases. Now how the chemical reaction happens, that the elements like sodium, if you see have an outermost shell as 1 electron here, that is the electronic configuration as 2, 8 and 1, K, L and M, loses 1 electron from its outermost orbit and turns to sodium cations, that is called as an sodium positive ions. So here it turns to ions in, fine, it turns to ion. So sodium ion, that is an positive ion. In the same way the chlorine has got 2, 8 and 7, that has gotten 1 electron less to fill up. So it takes 1 electron in the outermost shell, that is called as an valency shell, and chlorine turns to 288, that is called as an chloride ions. Fine. So here as you are able to see in the configuration and the dot form configuration formation, that is the sodium in an outermost orbit has got 1 electron in the dot as you are seeing, and in the cross form it is got 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So had got 1 electron less here to attain a noble gas configuration. So takes from sodium, loses 1 electron by the sodium, turns to cations, and taken by chlorine as an anions forms the sodium chloride. Forms sodium chloride. So Na in the plus condition, and this electron of sodium is here now. With chlorine turns to 288 instead of 7, and it loses 1 electron and outermost shell is again 8, that is following the octet rule. Fine. The next example is magnesium, has got 2 electron in its outermost shell, that is 2, 8 and 2. So the magnesium turns out to be 2 plus and loses 2 electrons. Fine. It loses 2 electrons, forms 2, 8 by losing 2 electrons, turns to magnesium ion, that is magnesium cations. In the same case the chlorine behaves in the same manner by taking 1 electron, turns to 288 as chloride ions. So you are able to see 2 electrons of magnesium donated towards chlorine. Each of the chlorine, that is 2 chlorine, because chlorine is capable of taking only 1 electron here. So the 2 chlorine comes in contact, takes 2 electrons, 1 of each, and magnesium turns to 2 plus and the chlorine turns to Cl minus. Fine. So here you are able to see that the chlorine is turning to Cl minus by taking 1 electron. So there are 2 of them who are taking. So magnesium chloride, MgCl2 compound is formed. So this is how the compounds are formed. Fine. In case of metals, and so how do they react? So this is an answer for how do they react. The next part is, that is in physical nature, that is in properties of ionic compound, how the ionic compounds behave. So the different points I have written it regarding physical nature. The first, in the case of an physical nature, generally the ionic compounds are in solid state as a nature. So they are generally found in the solid state, like NaCl, namak, that you are able to see it in the solid state, in the crystal forms. They are very hard, cannot be broken very easily. So because they are having a strong attractive forces of positive and negative ions, as we have seen, they are positive NaCl and magnesium chloride, we have seen an example, they are having a strong attractive forces. In the same manner, if you hit them, that is generally the brittle bites their nature, because they break up into fine powder, that is small pieces, because if you apply either you hit it hard or apply a high amount of pressure on it. Then melting and boiling points. Now in case of an melting and boiling points of ionic compounds, they are having a very high amount of melting and boiling points. They are having a high amount of melting and boiling points. Generally the melting and boiling points are comparative to non-metals, they are high. The melting point of NaCl is given as 1074 in terms of Kelvin, and in case of an boiling point it is 1686. In the same way, magnesium chloride is having an 981 as melting point and boiling point at 1685 Kelvin. So obviously it is very high amount of melting and boiling points. Right, they require a high amount of energy to break the strong inter-ionic attractive forces. So they require a high amount of energy to get broken down because they are having a strong ionic attractive forces, that is called as an electrovalent forces. Now solubility, yes, they are very highly soluble in the components like water. They are polar solvents. Polar solvents means having positive and negative ions H plus and OH minus. So they are highly soluble in the compounds like water, but totally insoluble in the case of organic substance. So in case of an organic substance such as kerosene and petrol, they are not soluble. Fine. They are capable of conducting electricity. So we have divided into different parts. That is, in molten state, yes, they are capable of conducting electricity. That means they have to heat them and melt down. Like sodium chloride is 1074, so you have to melt down it at this temperature first of all, and then you can see that the ions are free and they are capable of conducting electricity. So the answer will be yes in terms of an molten state. In case of an solution, that is, you put inside the water and make it dilute and allow it to pass the electricity, so yes, they are capable of conducting electricity because they are having availability of large free ions present there. That is positive ions and negative ions, anions and cations. In case of an solid ions, if you see the answer will be no. They do not conduct any electricity because they are rigid by their nature at that state, that is in the form of crystals, and not capable of passing any kind of electricity through them. So we have learned this much for this particular lecture, that there is the properties of ionic compound and their behavior, how they behave with respect to their ionic condition. Fine. So in next lecture we are going to learn furthermore. Thank you for this thing.